David Robinson, who's the urban GDA, to look back at 2021 and of course look forward to 2022, which of course isn't too far away. And Dave, just after speaking to John Quinn there earlier on, obviously a slow start to the year, and with COVID it was looking like for a while I suppose we wouldn't see any action, but I suppose once we got back it was pretty much full steam ahead, and no doubt a busy 2021 from your point of view.
Yeah, it was a slow start on the playing field, Gavin, really, with our indoor hurling was booked into Ballygunner as per we every year with the under 7s and 8, and had to be cancelled in January, February, March. We had to cancel them, but at least we were able to get back in March, especially into the schools and that. It was great to get back in. And in February and March, we really were contacting clubs really and trying to help out clubs with workshops and things like that, and their club structures and that. So we were still kept fairly busy, but it was great to get back onto the field. Then back out in March and May, April, May, back onto the fields. We started an under 9 and 10 hurling and football Blitzes in April. So they were going for 20 weeks altogether. So it was great that all the under 9s and 10s, they got plenty of hurling all through the year. So that's where we really kicked off in April and May with the hurling under 9s and 10s every second week, and then took over then with the football then. So we only finished that up in October. So it was a good year for them, that age group anyway, Gav.
Super stuff, yeah. And to see them, as you see the excitement and the various pictures people would have seen on social media, those blitzes, those days out as well at that age, and the clubs getting that opportunity as well, Dave, that's important I suppose at that age, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Sure, all the kids want to play games, and even coaches were sort of stopping them from playing games half the time when we're doing drills with them and different skills with them, instead of leaving them play as much games as we can and trying to introduce the skills through the games and stuff. They learn quicker that way, and they get more out of it.
Certainly, and the work going on, I suppose, at club level as well. I know, just speaking to John about it, and I suppose that face-to-face interaction, once they did get back onto the field as well, Dave, you could really see, I suppose, how enjoyable it was for them, I suppose, and how much they missed it as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant for the kids to get out, but it's also brilliant for the coaches. The coaches are there, they want to coach, Gavin, and they want to be in the fields as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Putting their knowledge across to the young fellas and their skill levels across to the boys and girls. And you get to see the coaches then and talk face with the coaches and ask them, what's going on in the clubs and what's going on, in their own age groups and things like that. And you'll learn more from them. Like, when you go to the club visits, really, you're only really seeing the secretary or the coaching officer or the chairman. So it's great to see, and it's great to see new faces coming in every year. You see people retiring, ex-hurlers coming back in, and parents coming back in at under 6 and 7 level. And it's great to get to know them all again, go through the same, going through the years with them, and you get to know them all. It's great.
Certainly is indeed. And the urban area then, Dave, where you're covering, you might maybe give us an outline of what that entails and maybe what the areas you're covering.
My area, Gavin, is just the city area really, and Passage and Galtier into that as well, into the mix. So I have 9 clubs altogether to work with, the 9 clubs. So I run the various blitzes and that for them, and we mix it with the mid-county then with John as well, with the under 9s and 10s. And next year then we hope to go all county with the under 9s and 10s football. We were at the clubs already about it, and we hope to start that in probably April again, where under 9s and 10s at be all county level. So it's great. It's play even different clubs in that, Gavin. It's great. You know what I mean? The clubs are not playing the same teams the whole time. They get used to. The young players will go any place to play matches, or the parents will go any place to play matches. And we want them to get as many games as we can.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And of course, also, Dave, you were heading up the various schools projects this year, which was part of the strategic review, and a lot of work going on behind the scenes as well. You might give us an outline of the exciting projects which you ran during the summer.
Yeah, we started with the under 12s first, Gavin. It's a new project. We ran the under 12s every Wednesday in the 3 divisions. So we started with the urban, then we went to the mid, and then we went to the west. And we had 2 venues going each Wednesday in each division, which was brilliant. So there were over 60 boys attended every Wednesday, whether it was hurling or football. We got a great response. Really to thank the clubs really for giving us the pitches and that, but the teachers as well. We like most of the teachers and coaches we had, they were all inter-county players. It was brilliant for the kids. The teachers who were there, they really helped out in the urban area and the western area. Neil Moore was on getting the western coaches and that, as well as the GDAs. We got tremendous buy-in from the teachers, and the clubs as well. But it was great to see at least 30 kids at each venue every Wednesday. It was great. And like straight after school, I think it suited a lot of people. We were coming in at 3 o'clock and we're at 3:30, and we were finished at 4:30. That we weren't out on Friday nights, and we weren't out on Saturdays where we usually the under 12s were. So. And the weather was good for us as well, and the buy-in was great. And some of the schools we still probably can't get into with COVID and that, and all them kids were allowed to come to them venues, like, and play. And kids from especially the lower division, I suppose, as well, they got a great kick out of playing with people in hurling, and it improved them all immensely. And the coaching they got from the inter-county coaches and the coaches who turned up to help all the teachers, it was brilliant, Gavin, all through the year there. But we hope to start it again then back in January or back in February with that, once the weather picks up with it.
Yeah, great stuff, great buy-in from everyone, as you mentioned. And the under-13 as well, Talent Academy as well, proved to be a big hit as well this year, Dave.
Yeah, it wasn't really a talent academy, Gavin. It's sort of an after-school project. It was proposed by the strategic plan.
Yes, sorry.
The strategic committee. Michael Welsh was involved, and we had a good few meetings with Michael and the different schools involved. So we tried to target it's not really the weaker schools, it's the schools with the less numbers, I suppose. Where we were targeted Waterpark, Mount Sion, St. Paul's, the players from Ferrybank Club, and Gael Floss in the city in Newtown. And, we're hoping to get as many first years who are under 13 to come to the venues, which was great. We had three venues. We had Mount Sion, Aaron's and Roemore. And the schools then sent in their kids. Anyone wanted to turn up in first year could come in and play hurling. And it was great. The objective was to maybe get a higher standard of players out of it, that could move on to the development squads. But also just there were players who were better grounded going back to their own clubs, and they got great coaching from it. Like we had some great coaches in Thomas Connor from Passages in, John Mulhall from Kilkenny, Stephen Roach from Mount Sion was in, Frank Kavanagh and Michael O'Brien in Waterpark, Cormac Tierney Waterpark. So all the teachers bought into it again in the city area. We hope that it might be ran in the Dungarvan area again next year, that we get a couple of schools together. And the objective was to go play Bally or go and play the likes of De La Salle, say, school, or Kilmac or Tramore, were the bigger schools, or Blackwater, things like that, and try and make a team between the five schools, So hopefully we will run it again in February. We got in roughly about 20 numbers. The numbers were I suppose, they weren't poor. There's not as many young fellas in the other schools playing hurling as there are in De La Salle, so we're trying to get in more numbers into it. But next year in February we hope to start it with second years. So we're hoping to get a lot more second years in, and it'd be great for them all. It's more games and more coaching for the kids the whole time,
Super stuff. And of course you touched on the post-primary level as well. Great to see them back, I suppose, at their various competitions as well. I know there's plenty more to come in the new year as well, but great that they're back playing at that competitive level, Dave, as well, because I suppose it was
brilliant. They went to a couple of matches there, and not St. Paul's are playing again, I think this week in the final or semi-final, but I was at the St. Paul's and Mount Sion match there a few weeks ago. It was brilliant. And Mount Sion and Waterpark, just the skill levels for minors at that time of the year, it was great to see. I know there were the two young teams out, but it's great for them to get as many matches as they can and games as they can.
Certainly is indeed, yeah, and more to come in 2022, and I suppose that's it. Dave, you're already, I know we're kind of winding down 2021, but already I suppose you're probably looking towards next year, and hopefully we'll have a clean year of maybe structured games and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully get a run out of Gavin. Like we were planning already for the Well Kids. We had meetings already with the Well Kids, which ran out. Barry, you probably talk more about that, or John about the Well Kids area. But we hope to run it out to all the clubs next year, all their academies, and it'd be great if we could get that started in January, February, and kick on from there then with our indoors if we're allowed back in. And if not, like we used Carriganore the last couple of Saturdays in October, and that we had 2 under 7 blitzes, 2 under 8 blitzes in Carriganore, and we had them in Ardmore, I think, as well, in Dungarvan, and it was brilliant, So hopefully, if we can't use the indoors, we'll use Carriganore again, and maybe the bigger AstroTurf areas. The kids loved it out there,
Super, yeah. So overall, a busy year, as I said, Dave. A lot of work going on behind the scenes, and looking forward now to 2022.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Gavin. It's great to keep busy and keep coaching away, and especially the schools as well. Back in the schools, coaching makes a big thing. You get to see more kids. Even this morning, I was up in Whitechurch there with Seamus Hammond, the new principal up there, and it was great. We were out on the field hurling away, so it's great to be back.
Can't beat it. Absolutely great stuff. Well, Dave, thanks for your time. Keep up the good work, and enjoy the Christmas.
No bother, Gavin. Thanks very much, and happy